All right, my name is Mercury, and I'm a pansexual barista at Starbucks. I'm not. I don't get what's so funny. I had a question. In a recent interview, you said male baristas aren't masculine enough. Were you serious when you said that?
Enlighten me what I said.
You said male baristas aren't masculine. Yes, I am.
Where's the proof?
I don't have it here. I don't
Can
have
you
my
make
cup
me a
on
latte and come back and prove you're a barista?
I will. Grande. I got you.
Yeah, okay.
So do you believe that
No,
it's a traditional
You're
gender
trolling,
role?
but I think you and I could both agree that male baristas are not exactly usually high on the testosterone
They are.
distribution.
And then last question. If I were to kiss a furry, would that be bestiality?
Next question. Thank you. The trolls used to be so much better a couple years ago. They've lost their edge, right? They've lost their edge, yeah.
Hi, I was just going to ask about what your opinions are with ICE being in school or coming into school.
Yeah, no issue with it.
No issue with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that could they wait at all to until after school for the kids, especially the young ones?
Well, yeah, so
do you find any problem in it?
So
I agree with you. They're here illegally. They broke the law.
yeah,
leave.
I mean,
but
so I need to probably get more clarity on what is correct and what is not. Do you have evidence that ICE has gone into under 18 schools and started deportation efforts of kids? I don't have any evidence of that.
I don't either.
Because I know that's a talking point on the left, right?
Yeah.
But I was thinking more about college, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody here is not here legally, we have every right to find them wherever they are and send them back to their country of origin.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
But
either.
minors, I think, should be handled as delicately and keep the family together. We should not have a mom separated from a kid, send them all back to their country of origin together. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you. You want a hat?
Nice to meet you. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
thank you.
Really quick.
You already came up.
Yeah. Ron DeSantis recently came out in advocating of the
Right.
death penalty for illegal immigrants specifically who rape children.
Yes, I'm in favor of that. Thank you.
You're in favor of You're in favor of the death penalty?
Yes. Yeah. You've already asked the question.
Okay,
man.
but as a Christian or a Catholic, whatever you are,
Yeah.
and your wife is,
Yes.
you don't necessarily believe in that.
Well, of course I do.
Why? No. Because the Ten Commandments specifically say, "Thou shalt not kill."
Right,
So
no, hold
why? Who are we to judge
And
individuals?
Do you
certain
do you
individuals?
really want to do this?
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Because
Okay. So
'cause
then, what is
I'm
the only
completely
law that
against
is in all 5 books of the Torah? And name the 5 books of the Torah.
I read the Torah a long time ago.
Name 5 books of the Torah. I
Okay.
gave you a chance to get out, and you're not
Right,
getting
right.
out now.
Well,
Name
no,
them.
well,
Name
here's the
one
thing,
book
though.
of the Torah.
Here's the thing, though.
Name
because
one.
You cannot,
Genesis,
you
Exodus,
cannot say that.
Leviticus, Numbers,
When you
Deuteronomy.
give the
Hold
government,
on.
When you give the
Time out.
government
What
the
is the only
ability
law that is
to kill
repeated?
people,
What is the only law that is
Has the
repeated?
government not abused
Look,
its
man,
power? Has
look-
the government not abused its power?
Second, let me
Has it
finish.
not abused its
Because you
power?
brought up religion. What is the only law that is repeated in all 5 books of the Bible? The only law.
What is it?
That you shall take a life if a life is taken. Why? It is the only law.
Because it also says turn the other cheek.
Well, hold on a second. Not in the We're talking about the Torah.
No. Okay, but I don't believe in the Torah specifically.
hold on.
I'm
Yeah.
Christian.
Yes, you do.
Look.
Bro,
You're
well,
basing that off of a different
again,
book,
you're,
right?
you're making a fool of yourself, man. Christ said, "I did not come to eliminate the laws of the prophets, but instead to fulfill the laws of the prophets." The
Okay.
covenant remains correct. All 613 laws of Judaism are connected to today of today's Christianity. And this is important. In Hebrew, is it kill or murder?
In Hebrew, I believe it's kill.
Wrong. It is thou shalt not murder. The word
Oh, I thought
kill.
you were talking about, like,
no,
the
in the
other-
10
okay.
Commandments. Is it thou shalt not murder or thou shalt
not kill.
No, it's thou
Is
shalt not
what-
murder.
okay,
Is
well,
a
that's what it is.
completely different Hebrew word.
Well, if you
See,
want to talk about Hebrew words,
No,
do you
hold
believe
on a second.
in the breath of life rather than soul?
Hold on a second. First of all, it says repeatedly that I knew you before you were in the womb. Christ jumped
Correct.
in Mary's belly when it was next to John the Baptist in Luke 1. You're going in many different directions, but where in Christianity, in any of the 66 books of the Bible, please tell me, does it forbid taking a life when another person kills? Where does it forbid that?
Thou shalt not cast stone if you haven't sinned.
Okay, again, that actually it doesn't say that when it comes to murder. First of all, that was.
But you haven't really had that moment. I mean,
In John 8, what I was talking about, we were talking about was when Jesus interceded with the Pharisees
Yeah.
that were trying to issue the death penalty against the prostitute.
Yes.
Said to the individual, "Let the first among you without sin cast the
Right.
first stone." At the end of John 8, he says what? He says, "And then go forward and sin no more." That is still not a prohibition on the government itself issuing the death penalty, and that is not a life taking a life.
But why would he stop them from doing it?
Well, because she didn't take a life. First of all, what he was doing is interceding with mercy because he's God and not us.
I don't necessarily
Doing a
I don't
certain
necessarily
teaching.
agree
However,
with that
it's very
statement, though.
important, though. Isn't it insulting to the person who is killed to allow the person who killed them to keep on living. Basically, what you're saying is that the person who killed them's life
genuinely do
is
not
more
think that
important.
Jesus Christ, if he was here now in today's era, he would be like, yeah, kill the person.
Okay, no,
who
this is
killed
interesting.
person.
Let me ask you 3 questions. Is Jesus God?
Jesus is God.
But then God told us for a life for a life.
What do you mean?
Okay, you believe in the Trinity.
Yes,
everything
the
God
Holy
said,
Trinity.
Jesus said. Everything the Spirit said, Jesus said. It's
Correct.
all one
Yeah,
God,
it's all one
right?
God, correct.
So God said repeatedly, if there is a life taken, you shall take a life. It says it in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
I'd have to go up on that, but you're
No.
talking about Hebrew, right? So do you believe in a soul?
Yeah, yes,
Do you believe in a Okay, so what happens is the Bible specifically says in Hebrew, God gave you the breath of life, not the soul.
hold
Right?
on.
So do you believe that there's a different thing, or that when we die, we go into the grave, into the ground, and we don't come back out from that?
First of all, you're
We don't go to
you're
heaven.
quoting a scripture in Exodus that says that the breath is
That's
in
in
life.
Genesis.
In Exodus. It also says in the book of Leviticus that life is in the blood. It also says in 1 Samuel and also in 2 Kings that I knew you
Correct.
before you were in the womb. I don't want to get too deep in this. We're losing
Right.
the audience. But I'll just say this. It is of course justifiable from a Christian lens that in a judicial standpoint, a justice standpoint, if someone were to commit murder, that you will receive what you yourself did.
But
That is called justice.
I disagree with
All right, so
that.
let me ask you a question.
disagree with
What should we do then to someone who shoots up a school and kills 20 kids? What is a just punishment
I
for them?
don't think the death penalty, I don't think giving the government the ability to kill somebody is
But
proper,
hold on,
because
but
they will abuse it at
Interesting.
some point.
So, but you give the government the ability to lock them up for the rest of their life?
Yeah.
Why?
I think that is fair,
That's
though.
still
I think-
punishment, though.
But you're giving the government the ability to kill people the same way that they could lock you in your house for 2 years when there was COVID and all that, is the same exact
But
way that they can
you
use
just
something
said it's
against
okay
this.
to lock up a school shooter for the rest of their
Yeah,
life.
but not innocent people who didn't want to take a vaccine. Come on.
Well, of
Well,
course,
so
but
that's what you're
one is
saying-
convicted by the jury of their peers, and one is the mass
Exactly,
imprisonment of
but
an
you-
entire
you
population.
just used-
Yeah,
that is
so
fair.
we'll get to
But
another
I
question. Thank you
disagree.
very much. Thank you.